Hello and welcome to the in-depth series section of Drishti IAS. I'm Aisha, and in today's episode we will be discussing about the topic of the status of India's under trials. So what is the status of the under trial prisoners in India? So for understanding this, you should be very clear with the term under trials. So under trial means that a person who has not been proven guilty, a person who has been arrested and has been presented to the police, but the conviction has not taken till now, or the conviction has not been proved till now. So the person is in jail, but the person has not been convicted yet. So that is under trial. And the number of under trial prisoners in India, the quantity is very high, or the numbers of under trial prisoners in India is very high, to the quantity of around 5 lakh prisoners in India. And because of the under trial prisoners and the number of under trial prisoners increasing in the prisons, so the topic of prison reforms or the congestion in the prison also comes to the forefront. So let's deal with it. First of all, about the points of discussion. First, we will be looking at the news. Then section 479 of BNSS. What is the Supreme Court's take? Under trials condition in India. Under trials barred from voting. And in the end, prelims MCQ. Topic is of relevance from General Studies paper 2 with regard to BNSS, that is acts, and also with regard to the prison reforms. Now the news talks about India's under trial prisoners. So as the number of under trial prisoners is very high in India, so what becomes important to look into the perspective of that how can the number of under trial prisoners be reduced, and how can the process of these under trial prisoners going out of the prison be expedited, or the process can be made faster. So as we move forward, first of all, let us discuss that Drishti IAS Mukherjee Nagar classes has now been shifted to Noida. So the new UPSC hub is Noida, and the batches are starting in Hindi medium. The batches are starting from 9th of December, and the first English medium batch is starting on 12th of December. So the classes which used to take place in Mukherjee Nagar is now being shifted to Noida. So the nearest metro station, if you are traveling by metro, is Noida sector 15, and the exact address is C171/2 block A sector 15 Noida, Uttar Pradesh. If you have any query, you can give us a call at 9311406440, and also if you want to know about the exact new location of Drishti's new classrooms, so the link is given in the description box. And if you want to receive a call from the counselors of Drishti IAS, then the link is given in the description box, so you can go there and fill out the form and you will receive a call from Drishti. And this is how the building looks like, and it is very close to the Noida sector 15 metro station, and there are huge boards also which are placed there. So this is the main information. Then coming back to the news, so recently what has happened is that the Union Home Minister has talked about under trials. And who are under trials is what we have discussed. So the under trials who have spent more than a third of the maximum prescribed sentence for the crime they are accused of committing should be released before Constitution Day. And the Constitution Day takes place on November 26th. So as the Constitution Day is approaching, so the Union Home Minister has talked about that the under trials prisoners who have spent more than a third of the maximum prescribed sentence for the crime they are accused of committing, they can be released from the prisons. Then highlighting the new relaxed provisions on bail for the first time offenders in the BNSS 2023, that is Bharatiya Nagarik Nyay Sanhita. So the first time offenders also, the point has been discussed that how the first time offenders means that a person who has committed any crime for the very first time, and the crime should be of a prescribed limit or a prescribed range. So how can the provisions for them has been made relaxed in the BNSS? Then under trial prisoners means a person who is kept in prison while the charges against him or her are being tried before a competent court but has not been proven or the conviction has not been done. Now let us talk about the section 479 of the BNSS, which talks about that how the prisoners can move out or what are the conditions of the under trials that they can move out of the prison. So the maximum period for which an under trial prisoners can be detained. So this is what the provision of section 479 deals with, that what is the maximum period. Maximum period means the highest period for which an under trial can be detained in the prison. Then a prisoner who is not accused of offences punishable with death or life imprisonment shall be released on bail if she or he has undergone detention for a period exceeding up to 1/2 of the maximum period of imprisonment specified for that offence under that law. So the section 479 of the BNSS, first of all, it deals with the under trial prisoners and the maximum period for which the under trial prisoners can be detained, and then it talks about that a person, if the person has not been proven accused or has the conviction has not been proven, then and the person has also not committed offense which for which the punishment can be life imprisonment or death, and if that under trial prisoner has completed around 1/2 of the maximum period, like for example, if for any crime other than committing death or life imprisonment, the punishment for that crime is the maximum period is around 20 years, and if the prisoner has completed if the person has completed around 10 years in prison, then the person can be released. Fine. Now let me read out this again. A prisoner who is not accused of offences punishable with death or life imprisonment. It means that a prisoner who has not committed a crime which is whose punishment can be death or life imprisonment shall be released on bail if he or she has undergone detention for a period exceeding up to 1/2 of the maximum period of imprisonment specified for that offence. So whatever has been the maximum prescribed limit for the offence he or she has committed, so if the detention has been done for more than half of the period, then the prisoner can be moved out of the prison. Then what has been said in the BNSS is the same standard which was provided under the previously applicable section 436A of the Code of Criminal Procedure 1973. It means that under the CRPC the same provision was also there. Then BNSS has also relaxed standard in cases conferring first time offenders. So for the people who, for the first time offender, the BNSS has also relaxed its norms, but if the person has committed multiple offences, then this relaxed standard does not apply to them, or the multiple occurring offences does not come under it. But if the offence has been done or the first time offender is there, then the relaxed standards can be applied. Then it requires such accused person to be released on bail after they have spent 1/3 of the maximum possible sentence in prison. So in case of the first time offender, if the person has spent 1/3 of the maximum possible sentence in prison, then the person can be moved out. Like for 1/3 means, like for example, if there is 100 years of maximum sentence, then what a person or an accused need to do is 33.33%. So for one time offenders, the relaxed norm says that not 1/2, it is 1/3. If the under trial has been done, has completed 1/3 time period, and under the under trial, if the person is not accused of offences punishable with death or life imprisonment, then how much is it? Is the time period, that is 1/2 of the maximum period of imprisonment. Now, what is the Supreme Court interpretation with regard to the problem of under trials in India? Because if the under trial people will not move out from the prison, then the congestion of prison will not lower down and the number of prisoners will keep on increasing. So the Supreme Court's interpretation is that in the inhuman condition in 1382 prisons in India, a public interest litigation was filed in the Supreme Court of India to address the problem of poor conditions in prisons. Poor conditions in prisons with regard to the poor living conditions, the congestion which is present in the prisons, and the living conditions within the prisons, and how the prisoners are being treated. Then the amicus curiae submitted. Amicus curiae means the friend of the court who helps court in taking the right decision and providing facts and figures with related to the case. So the amicus curiae has also submitted in the court it's whatever the conclusion the amicus curiae reached on. So it talked about that the section 479 of the BNSS needs to be implemented at the earliest, and it will be helping in addressing overcrowding in prisons, because the section 479 of the BNSS that we just saw, it talks about that how the process of the under trials coming out of the prison can be speeded up. Like for example, one single time offender or one time offender, the maximum time limit, if they have crossed 1/3, they can come out. And in case of the under trials, not the first time offenders, so if they have completed half of the maximum prescribed limit for the punishment, then they can be moved out of the court. So the amicus curiae has also talked about that the section 479 of the BNSS, it needs to be implemented at the earliest, and it will help in addressing the problem of the prisons or overcrowding in prisons. Then the new provisions was more beneficial. Court ordered that section 479 would apply retrospectively. So applying of the section 479 of the BNSS has been given a green signal by the court also. Now India's under trial prisoners. So according to the National Crime Records Bureau report, that is Prison Statistics India in the year 2022 as it was published in the year 2023, it talks about that in around 5,73,000 people incarcerated in Indian prisons. So around 5,73,000 people with regard to under trials. So they are present in Indian prisoners, and from 5,73,000 people, around 4,34,000 are under trials against whom cases are still pending. So around 4,34,302 people are under trials against whom cases are pending. That amounts to nearly 75.8% of all prisoners in India. So majority of the prisoners which are present in India are under trials. Then of that 23,772 are women's, and 18,000 are under trials among them. So the women prisoners in India is around 23,700, and out of this around 76%, that is 18,000, are under trials. Then report does not record how many under trial prisoners were first time offenders. So the number of first time offenders is not being given under the Prison Statistics India 2022 report. Then as of December 31, 2022, around 8.6% of all under trial prisoners had been in prison for more than 3 years. So if all of them has been in prison for around 3 years, it needs to be seen that the crime that they have committed and for which they are in prison, so if the maximum punishment is around half of it is more than 3 years, then these prisoners or these under trials can be allowed to move out of the prison. Now under trials barred from voting. So according to the Representation of the People Act of 1951, it prohibits voting for individuals confined in prison. So the people who are present in prison, according to the Representation of People Act of 1951, they are prohibited from voting regardless of whether they are convicted or awaiting trial. Then Section 62 Clause 5 of the Representation of People Act, it talks about a person confined in a prison under a sentence of imprisonment or transportation or in the lawful custody of the police shall not be allowed to vote at any election. So in the Representation of People Act, under trials has been prohibited from voting. Now, in the end, a prelims MCQ, and you people need to tell me the answer in the comment section, and it is a PYQ of the year 2021. With reference to India, consider the following statements. First, when a prisoner makes out a sufficient case, parole cannot be denied to such prisoner because it becomes a matter of his or her right. Second, state governments have their own prisoners release on parole rules. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, neither 1 nor 2, as it is a PYQ, so I expect you to give me the answer in the comment section. So that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Till we meet next time, keep reading, keep writing, and keep subscribing to the channel. Thank you.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.